Innovative.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's your man Deshaun Showtime Watkins.
And I am Cool Ass Cam, the coolest motherfucker on the planet.
And welcome to the culture of Comptonmania. Cam, what is this, episode 24?
24.
Kobe!
24.
Kobe! And ladies and gentlemen, our special guest today, Taylor, Lindsay, the plant plug. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to grow, you go to the plant plug. Look at the biceps and the triceps. What's the deal?
That's all that shoveling. Wow. Thank you for having me. I love that introduction. Could I get that like on a sound grab and send it to me later?
Said we need a drop.
Absolutely. I got you at the end of the show.
Drop the file.
I got you for sure, man. We appreciate you because you know everything about plants, making things grow. And I got some questions for you.
Oh, wow.
But even before we even go, you can tell everybody about, how long you've been doing this. I'm sorry.
What up, everybody? My name is Taylor Lindsay. I go by the Plant Plug, trademarked, by the way. And also, you can catch me on Instagram at the Plant Plug LA, abbreviated, on Instagram, as well as every other place you'd like to find me, such as TikTok. And I'm still on Facebook. I am that old. So.
Me too.
That's where you can find me. And my Cash App is PlantPlug87 if you're feeling generous. And what do I do? I've been doing this since 2019 professionally. I've been growing since 2016 in the mean streets of South Central. The most dangerous corner on the block, deemed 1993 by the American U.S. media.
Dang.
Yeah.
I like the way how you said that, American U.S. media, as a matter of fact.
Yes. So we're out there with livestock. We're out there with garden beds. That's where everything started. Started with a pack of seeds, and now we're here.
That's wild. So talk about what made you like. I'm sorry, Cam. Am I?
No.
Okay, yeah. So talk about what made you say I'm finna grow my own stuff. Where did that come from?
So, I've been enamored with just ownership, distribution, means of production. I tell people, in short, now what really influenced my business model was drug dealing, and I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur, one shape or form. And I thought my calling was being a personal trainer. That's how I got those biceps. I'm just gonna be honest with you. So I've been weight training for about 10 years now. I was a powerlifter for a year and a half until I blew my back to pieces. And not guaranteed. Like, if you want to do powerlifting, you can go for it. But I just mean, injuries happen as an athlete,
Right.
And so during the pandemic, I saw just devastation. I live in the middle of a food desert. If people don't know what that is, it's an underserved community. Usually, everything is influenced by a mean system of oppression. And that means that we don't have the food sources within blocks and without city miles that we have. City blocks are not as long as country blocks, but for miles per se, as where other affluent areas laden with grocery stores. We have liquor stores and laundromats, you know what I'm saying, and empty, not even fields. We don't have grass. We have asphalt. We're in a concrete jungle. So we don't have fresh food. So during the pandemic, people were panicking in all types of ways, and we were left with up to nothing, and those stimmies barely helped. The people that really came up with the scammers. And I walked away from the fitness industry. I didn't like the response they were giving, which was less to none. They were all trying to sell their packages and programs and how you can get buff in 30 days in your apartment, which is a lie. And I left the industry because I've been gardening as a hobby because of my parents, and I used to watch these documentaries on the business acumen that our culture was left to deal with. And when I say culture, I mean black people.
In specifics.
Yes, and how phenomenal that was. So that was ingrained in me too, because coming from the hood, you either become an athlete, a drug dealer, or a rapper. And rapping was not as big as it is now. And I need people to understand that.
Right.
The rappers in the 90s and even 2000s are not making what the rappers are making now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Streaming was not a thing back then. And
At
so
all.
I turned my love of just having a business. I love having a business, and I had this calling. And you knew what a calling is like. Look at Comptonmania, and I had to answer, and I had to accept the charges. Ooh, you know, and
bars.
I threw myself into agriculture, enterprise, and one thing fell into place. You know, if things feel like they're falling apart, I also believe that they're falling into place. And one thing just led to another. One thing just led to another. Where within the fitness industry or any other industry I tried to insert myself in, I was at entry level for too long, and it was always an uphill climb because I was always, quote, you're not what we're looking for, even though I know my shit.
An uphill battle. Okay.
Or that one song from Set It Off, day after day. Feels like I'm pushed against the clouds. They just keep blocking out the sun. You know
That's
what I'm
when
saying?
you know somebody about to die.
Yeah, I'm Chloe. I'm Chloe. I'm Chloe, Kim. I'm Chloe. I'm taking it. Brrr, outside the lowrider. I am Chloe. Yeah. I'm not what's her name with the wig on the bus to Mexico. Okay? I'm not her. I'm either Chloe or I need that money.
Okay.
Her death made me cry. Her death really made me cry. Chloe's, I had to look away. That was really violent. But yeah. So fast forward.
Okay.
Now we're here. That's how I got into it, because it's really not by. It wasn't initially by my design. You know what I'm saying? Like, kept me up at night. The adrenaline's flowing, but the good kind of pressure. You know what I'm saying? Where you're like, hey, we got to get this popping because nobody else is doing it.
It's wild that you say all that. That to me is like super impressive. I just started looking at you like, boom, because I got a story.
Okay.
So when I started like my fitness journey, this was like when I was younger. You know what I'm saying? I was on the doctor show, right? And the guy that was there was Richard Simmons. So I wind up losing weight with Richard Simmons, right?
Wow.
So in the meantime of losing weight with Richard Simmons, he was also talking about eating better, eating more cleaner. So, you know, I started going. I'm from Compton. You know, you go there and you like, okay, I can get some stuff. But when you go to Burbank, that was the first time I've ever seen a dragon fruit. I was 27 years old.
Wow.
It was the first time that I seen green spinach wraps. The first time that I seen star fruit. Like I started seeing Buddha's hand. I was like, what the hell
Buddha's
is
hand
this?
is
It's a
wild.
citrus.
It's citrus. It's in the citron family. Yeah.
So it's trippy that you wind up being a solution to a problem that you saw. And granted, we all like, you know, have our things that we want to fight for, but everybody ain't on the field. And everybody ain't gonna try to be the answer though. Like, that's like, okay. And then it was just showing me too, when you were talking about your journey, how you were a fitness. You started off in fitness, then you started doing powerlifting. And I'm like, yo, you just about building, evolving, getting better. Like, just your story, like it doesn't deviate. You can see where it's going. So it's just like, yo, we got to have them at Comptonmania. Imagine, you can go see some of the most dopest wrestling and you can get seeds. Let me tell you something. Also, being from the hood, look, and it's not just the hood, because other people, they got them too. We need to keep away the roaches. What plants keep away the roaches and the ants, especially in the summertime? You got the flies. I don't want to keep buying them sticky stuff, you know?
Oh, those things stink, especially those fly traps.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! Don't let that fall and splat on your floor. You will never. It'll smell like dead body for months. It does smell like dead body. Or
and they get stuck on socks or something.
Yeah, if you get stuck to it yourself.
Oh.
Like a lot of stuff.
I got locks.
Yeah, I got
I
locks too.
can't
I was
have
gonna say
that.
stuff loves to stick to my locks. I got caught in a fan yesterday.
Oh my God!
But I was like, what is this? So the thing about it is, So as far as bugs, and a lot of we don't really study entomology or entomography.
Okay, hold on. Wait a minute. Hold up. I don't know what the hell that is. So entomology, what does it mean?
So entomology is the study of bugs. Entomography is the consumption of.
She's smart too.
Oh, thank you. It's the consumption of bugs. So when it comes to bugs, there are invasive species. There are beneficial species, just to divide it. And then there's bugs that are also categorized to spread disease. And some bugs are just a nuisance. So when it comes to roaches and things like that, a certain set of bugs is attracted to unkempt food sources or sources where there's a lot of waste. So what happens is, unfortunately, if you live in an apartment building, no matter how clean you are, unless your neighbors are as clean, you're always going to have an infestation because there's a place for them to be attracted to. So in order to get rid of that, if you do live on your own or if you do live in a flat, like a duplex or something, and you can actually separate, two things. For ants, you can actually, in your corners of your houses, you can put equal or sweet and low. They love to eat it, and then it kills them because it's poison. It's chemical. Aspartame, all that is chemical, right? And then when it comes to that would be baiting them. And then and by the way, I'm not a professional exterminator, so I just want to say
this is how you kill them.
If you do
get
hear
some
anything
equal
I do,
and some sweet and low.
we gotta say that we all
mix it together.
Every time I'm on a show, I have
Shuffle
to
it
say
out.
some
Can
type
you put
of
Splenda in that?
Splenda's not the Splenda is it now. Splenda is not the same chemical as sweet and low and equal. Splenda's kind of in its own category. So it's sucralose, which is a derivative of sugar. So you can also do natural deterrents as such as lemon balm. Bugs don't like rosemary. They don't like citronella, that pine sol. Pine sol is actually a citronella scent. It's a natural plant. So you can have these plants exist in your home as well as you can bait them and then also get rid of them. So another thing is I tell people when you actually garden, like when you actually have fruits, vegetables, plants, and flowers, nature will show up and you'll get more beneficial attractants. So that includes ladybugs, and ladybugs love to chomp. Ladybugs, praying mantis, they love to eat other bugs that would be deemed in our lives, in our perception, invasive or annoyance, right? So even Venus flytraps, things like that. So that's why with me, because when I moved into our place, our house is a trap house, and I have the bullet holes, I have the bottle caps, I have the sprayed on. In my neighborhood, they used to spray your house numbers on your roof. Because, seeing helicopters, no big deal. If you go to Brentwood or Burbank, if there's a helicopter, Channel 5 News or whatever is going to be reporting it, right? We get helicopters like nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so
on a rotation all throughout the day.
You can clock it. Like you can hear it's a helicopter. It's 1:30 in the morning. Ain't no thing, and sleep right through it. That's the crazy part, right? So.
And then when you get in quiet places, you feel crazy because it's too quiet.
What are you guys up to?
Yeah.
Is that a rabbit? Is that a cat?
Who's making that noise?
Who's making that noise? Who's knocking on the door? Don't answer it. You expecting somebody? So did they cough before they show up? So we took a trap house. We took everything out the back, and there was bugs. We find dead smush mices all the time, and it was a mess. And so once we put the garden in, we started seeing less flies. We started seeing less roaches. We started seeing less ants. Now we see more ladybugs. We get butterflies. We get birds that stop at our garden on the way to migrating to Mexico and Central America. It's wild. The Rio bird.
Yeah.
We had two Rio birds. Right? It was green blue.
Okay, yeah.
They were just chilling.
At Downey, they got a couple of them too.
And we have nature show up, and they eat bugs too. So for anybody that's trying to get bugs out of their house, you can do a plant, which would be a natural deterrent. You can do a bait, which would be you can get natural baits or anything simple like that, to where they eat it, they take it back to their colony and die, or you can grow something or be in a green space, and then the actual predators to those bugs will show up, and they'll be like, oh, we got to pack up and leave because you see all them birds that came here the other day, they're going to chomp us up. Because they communicate with each other. It's crazy. Nature, they really communicate. My chickens, they have a collusion to where when they'll plot and plan how to tear up my garden, and they're really smart. Squirrels will have a squirrel cousin come see my garden. And he'll tell his other hood homies. And next thing you know, all my sunflowers and peaches are tore up. Like, it's part of it. Like, I don't kill the baby, like the babies in the species. I see why some people do use like bear traps, because they'll chew through your foundation too. Like raccoons, especially, they'll chew right through or groundhogs, they'll chew right through the foundation of your home.
Wow.
So, but nature definitely shows up when you put nature in your space, you know? So it depends on what side of nature you want to be on. Because roaches are natural. You know what I'm saying? It's just gross. It's nasty.
Yeah. It will help.
They natural. It's just nasty.
Yeah, naturally nasty. Ugh. But no, and it's, I'm impressed the way how you answering the questions, because it's like what Cam, you asked the question, I'm like, she has an answer and she got an educated word for it.
An educated word.
I'm like, what? I'm like, this is awesome.
It's all that TV and wrestling I used to watch.
Man, okay, we can
Let's talk
go.
about that.
Okay, so okay.
Okay.
What was the best era for you?
Attitude Era.
Ooh.
Attitude Era before the WWE had to lose the F.
Ah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Attitude Era.
That's when the Monday Night Wars and all that was still going on.
Yeah.
Yes, and it was DX when Mr. Ass pretended to be gay.
I'm an ass man.
Remember he pretended to be gay?
Yeah.
First
Chuck.
gay wedding on national
Yeah.
television.
Him and Chuck.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
at the end they're like, just kidding. And
Billy
China,
was like, what?
R.I.P. China, my favorite wrestler of all time. China with the Y.
The eighth wonder of the world.
Back when she didn't talk. Remember,
Oh,
she was
would
Triple
just
H's
stand over there and
bodyguard.
pose.
She was Triple H's bodyguard. Now, Hunter Hearst Helmsley, I don't know if he watches this show. I do have a slight beef with that man.
I be telling people I used to hate Triple H so much. I can't wait to
I have a
meet
slight
Triple H.
was
beef
the
with that
heel.
man. Okay, I just want to let him know he did our girl wrong, but he did come up. He did climb the corporate ladder that is Stephanie McMahon. He knows exactly what he was doing. He lost the ponytail and caught a real clean suit. Okay, that man knows exactly what he's doing. Okay, and he's next in line for the dynasty, but he is not a McMahon.
Ooh.
He knows what he's doing. I'm not dumb. See, I have no problem with people sleeping to get to where they need to be, and that's exactly what he did.
Damn.
He didn't do what John Cena did. He did what he needed to get done, and he definitely slept his way to the top. He was like, that's my wife. What are you talking about? You cheated on China to get to the family. You were the help. Now you are Mr. Hunter Hearst Helmsley, COOEOO, whatever you are. You know exactly what you fucking did. And that was not storyline.
I just read somewhere recently that since the merger, his position has been taken away.
Ooh.
Like I think he's doing something else now, because they just made the merger with Endeavor, the UFC company,
Right.
Oh.
Dang.
and they switching their whole board of directors up.
That makes sense with what kind of, kicked all that off. We can I don't want to take up too much of the show talking about that controversy.
No,
because we know what the hell just happened. We know what happened.
No, I just want to say, do you think we need a board of directors?
Ooh.
Yeah, like low key we have one, but it's like I don't think everybody really understand their position yet.
We gotta look up what do board of directors do?
Right.
You see where that's about.
It's individual titles.
Yeah,
where
on paper.
they all sit at the table and they have the meeting and everybody discuss their part, as I was talking about.
Well, we basically
earlier.
do that.
Yeah.
Well, they basically do that.
Yeah.
Comptonmania. I'm just the
Comptonmania.
announcer.
Yeah.
I'm just the announcer. I'm just one. I'm next to the greatest voice of all time, Anthony Desiree.
Man,
You know what I'm saying?
he's so good.
Imagine Anthony commentating during the Attitude Era.
Him and Jim Ross.
Yeah.
And
Jim Ross is something else.
Yeah,
Like, I didn't know what the hell a slobberknocker was. I didn't know what the hell a slobberknocker was. But,
How can a man do this to another man?
Stone Cold.
No, Jim Ross is
Yeah.
top 3.
He's stomping a mud hole in him.
Yeah, I'm like
yeah.
a mud hole. Wow.
Slobberknocker.
That's
Attitude Era. I actually, the first time I got in trouble at school was for wrestling. I did a leg drop on a kid.
Did you
at
do
the
a Hogan
YMCA.
style?
It was
Undertaker.
It was definitely influenced by X-Pac.
Oh, X-Pac had a nice leg drop too.
Yeah, Bronco Buster was my favorite.
The Bronco Buster.
Bronco Buster was my favorite.
And then the X Factor, right?
Yes.
Right
the
between
Bronco
the-
Buster was a good move until they started having Mae Young come out there doing it to people.
That was
and
hilarious.
I feel like it
That was
started losing-
hilarious.
Remember she did it on Bischoff?
Yeah, that was hilarious. Or when they take the turnbuckle off
Yeah.
and the turnbuckle cover off.
Oh
that
my God.
talk about a slobber knocker. Just a good old nutcracker crunch. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I got in trouble at school because the kid moved and there was a folding chair underneath him, and I just bruised the crap out of my tailbone, and I almost got suspended from school. That was the first time I ever
You got
hurt
suspended
and you
for
got
the
in
one?
trouble.
almost.
I mean, you almost got suspended for missing the move.
Well, it's about dedication. Like, we weren't faking at that point. Because imagine you see me flying in the air, like, and I wasn't a light child. Okay, I was very heavy as a child, like very heavy. I was like 200 pounds by the time I was 11, and you just see me flying through the air. But I've always had light feet. I'm very light on my feet, by the way. And you just see me flying through the air, and I think that kid like maybe thought,
You know
this
what?
might not work out really
We
well.
are not dying like this.
Yeah, like it was just a leg drop because like one part of it too was I did in one way, shape, or form learn a way to do it safely. So only my heel, my ankle, and my calf was gonna land on him, you know,
Oh.
and you make it look a certain way.
He got to take that then.
Yeah, but he definitely moved, and I landed all ass on the that folding chair, and I went to the hospital.
Oh,
Yeah, I did. It wasn't like horrible. It was just like I couldn't sit down for like a week.
a week?
Yeah, and they didn't want me to come back to the after school program because I was dangerous.
That was
But I
a
told
real
them,
injury.
I said, it was consensual though. We were wrestling. I said, I'll let you stun me. I'll let you do the Stone Cold Stunner on me if you let me do a leg drop.
So he did the stunner. And
and
when
it
you
went well. It went
Sold it
fine.
and
And then when it was
everything.
my turn, he's like, I don't want to do it no more. I'm like, and then started crying like I set him up. Like you were laying on the floor still.
That's
Like
right.
you didn't end
Hey,
up
man, I
there.
couldn't stand people like that in school. man.
Right.
You got to take it, bro.
Yeah, you got to, stick to your end of the bargain.
Right. Definitely my best and favorite era. Just like, man. just
Favorite wrestler?
China.
That's right, China.
China. R.I.P.
Favorite tag team?
Why? See, okay, Mr. Ass and Road Dogg was not my favorite tag team.
I was
It
going to pick
no,
them.
Yeah.
No,
The
at
New
the
Age
time,
Outlaws?
Scotty Too Hottie.
Oh, the Too Cool.
Oh,
Too cool. And then the Dudley Boys. But see, something happened though, because what they would do is they would become trio. So it became Too Cool and Rikishi. And then, but that drove me nuts. I love Rikishi, but I used to get teased a lot as a child, and they'd always compare me to Big Show and Rikishi. Now Rikishi's thick as fuck, though. I just have to say that. Now looking at it, his sons did not come out that shape. He did. He is thick. That man is a thick one. He's a thick one. Okay, but let me tell you. But I see his purpose, and I see his role, and I appreciate the legacy and the path that he carved out for him and his family. Right. So, also, they became trios. So the Dudley Boys, and then they added a brother. But they got that guy.
Spike Dudley.
Spike
Spike came from ECW.
Well, they all did. They all came together.
But the way they convinced us that everybody was related, like when I found out Kane and Undertaker weren't brothers, I was so upset.
Dang.
When I watched, a year prior, and I saw the fake Diesel, I was, and then to learn
Isaac
later
Yankem.
that's Kane.
Yep.
Like,
Oh, for real?
Isaac Yankem too, right?
Isaac
Isaac Yankem,
Yankem,
DDS.
the dentist.
The dentist. And he was the fake taker too, right?
yeah, and Rikishi was the Sultan.
This is wild. See,
And the Godfather
Then he was
Kamala.
what was it? Fatu, but it was like make a difference, Fatu, or something like that. He was pushing like a real positive message, like
wow,
something
yeah.
like that.
And see, I left when
Yeah.
WWE cleaned it up. When they started cleaning up their act, when CM Punk came in and that Irish guy and Sheamus, and they started really cleaning up their act, I turned that shit off so quick. I was just like, nah, because it used to be raunchy, it used to be dirty, and it was still TV-13.
Yeah.
So and man, what a time.
It was such a
Val Venus.
Oh,
that
man.
nasty motherfucker. Can I curse on here?
Yes.
Of course.
Nasty.
Okay, since you brought that up, Choppy Choppy PP was one of the most funniest episodes of Monday Night Raw ever, were Val Venus versus Tonka Miniuchu, right?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and if Val Venus
I don't even think I said
lose,
it right.
they were
Wow.
going to chop his penis off.
Yeah.
So
Because he was with like the mob bosses. He was like the Yakuza or something.
Yeah.
And he was messing with his wife.
So they took him to the room. You see, they pull his pants down. You see him from the back, and they grab the sword, and then you hear lights go off, and you hear
Then they go to commercial.
I'm like, oh no! Like, I bet you millions of people from around the world all grabbed their junk.
Wow. What a time. What a time. Yeah, I was around for Mankind.
What a time to
Yeah.
be
I was
alive.
around and things were just getting brutal, and you could see that ECW influence come in.
Oh, yeah.
And it was such a time, like, also wrestling permeated so much of my childhood. Like, we didn't have cable growing up. So we moved to this house that would get 4 cable channels on accident.
Yep.
So
Compton did that too. It was Channel 49. If you watch it till 6 o'clock, you get the free what's your pay-per-view stuff.
we used to get USA on accident. So USA
Be fuzzy
played
and
WCW. WCW, we used to get that, and then we just have SmackDown. That's all we'd have. So it just permeated so much of my life, and we couldn't afford to go to the shows at the time, which we should have back then because it was way cheaper. So we used to go to this comic book convention.
But cost of living was way lower too.
Yeah, that's true. But I've never been to a show. My parents used to scrape up the money to pay $44.99 to get the pay-per-view. We did get the Owen Hart pay-per-view.
Oh, that's the
Over
one
the
I
edge,
didn't
right?
see, man.
Yeah,
and
they
that's
cut it
the
off.
one.
They cut it off 16 minutes in.
My I remember going home. I was mad I didn't get to see it. My mom was like, "Yeah, go to bed." So I'm like, I'm going to bed, mad I didn't get to see it. Then I hear on the news at 10 o'clock, wrestler fell and died to his death.
But I heard
Owen
they still
Hart.
went
And
on
I'm
with the
like,
show. I heard they still went on with the show live, which was very weird.
What do you
Well,
do?
I don't think they really announced it to the audience at that
Oh,
point.
they just took 'em
everybody that
away.
bought a ticket that was there.
They cut the pay-per-view off though.
Yeah, they probably
they
cut
cut
off
the
that
pay-per-view.
live
Yeah.
feed.
Yeah. What do you do in a situation like that? I'm not talking about the behind the scenes, but say I
As a
hope I
fan?
never ever have to find out. Not even as a fan, like as a company. Like, do you just stop the whole show? Do you refund everybody their money? Do you tell them like that's a whole process too?
Yeah.
That's a whole.
And to establish stuff like that, like even as a performer, because I do MC work and I do comedy, when mistakes happen, there's two. Well, I don't want to say his death was a mistake. That's not what I mean. Like, I don't want to lessen the validity of what happened. R.I.P. Owen Hart, and that family has seen a lot of
that
deaths.
hurt.
There's only
Yeah.
one brother left. So what I want to say is, as a performer, and I think what people don't understand, especially with social media, like how we were talking about when people get hurt, they'll whip out your phone before they help you or call 911, is the gap between reality and digital life is becoming thinner and thinner and thinner and thinner, as far as people not being able to differentiate between the two. So as performers, when things go awry, depending on its severity, we have a choice to make. We can make it look like it's part of the show, but at the same time, like you said, what do you do to alert the audience that this is really happening? There was a time where performers have died because people think it's part of the show. Magicians getting stuck and drowning, or their air cut off, and people think it's part of the show. Even I heard that's how Red Fox died, is that he had a heart attack because he already always had a bit about, I'm coming home, and he had an actual heart attack in front of people. They thought it was part of a set, part of a bit where he could have had his life saved. Or somebody I look up to a lot, biography I highly recommend reading, is Bernie Mac.
Oh yeah, I read that
He
biography.
got his ass whooped by some goons, just set up by his landlord, and he went to go do a show, and he never got last. People always fucked with him. He was a fry cook before he became famous, and rich and famous. Let me say both, because you could be famous and broke. So he goes up there all beat up and shit, started laughing, tore the house down because people thought it was part of the show that he looked like shit, and that's when he knew. He's just like, how do we deal with this? Like, in the moment, we as entertainers and athletes have to realize that people are going to assume it's part of the show.
Right.
Unless and then also, do we pierce that veil ourselves, to alert people? So in the case where, like I said, no, we don't want anything happening to any of your athletes or performers. In that case, what do you do? Because it's just like we have a responsibility to respect the athlete's family, while still dealing with our feelings, but still presenting this leadership role. Because we can practice all we want and train and be preventive all we want, but we don't know until we get there.
To that sucker knock on the door.
Yeah,
boom,
we don't know
boom,
until we get to that
boom.
place. Yeah, we don't.
What
know
you gonna do?
Yeah,
today is the day.
Yeah,
I got to pick today, right now.
Yeah, and in that moment, what do you do?
Can I think about it? You got 5 minutes.
I don't think
5 minutes.
I don't think the WWE did the wrong thing. I don't think they did the wrong thing at all.
I don't even know what to do
because I don't think they knew. I think he was still on the way to the hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he died in the ambulance, right?
Yeah.
So ambulance. It's easier to say ambulance.
It is easier to say ambulance.
You know,
it is.
Ambulance.
Turlet.
The headphones. I'm like, did I hear that right? Something wrong.
Oh man, that situation that hurts.
Yeah.
It hurts on all levels. Cause how do you? Cause doing the show, there's always something that where you like, I don't know how we gonna fill this gap. It's like football.
Yeah.
It's like, your offensive line went down. Look, no one on this team is this guy. This is why this guy is in this position.
Right, all the time.
What can we do to kind of give us a little couple of more seconds so we can just go this way?
I got a solution.
Mm-hmm.
Cheat. Cheat. This is what you do. So if it's competitive sports, cheat. Always choose cheating. How do you think the Patriots got to where they're at?
Oh my God!
You ever seen like those people who like cheated the marathons and shit?
Yeah.
Like they just try to show up running up later.
At the very latest, yeah. But
cheat. Took an Uber there.
How do you think the Patriots won that many championships? You think a quarterback?
They spied on the Rams.
This is the thing. First of all, a quarterback does not make the team, people. Okay, he is one position.
He's the most important position.
I didn't say it wasn't important. I said he's not
yeah.
But if your receivers are garbage, you're going to be throwing interceptions all day.
Or you're going to let your running back run.
By the way, go Chargers. But what happened last year was that
it's a LA thing. Same building.
Go Chargers.
What
happened last year is our quarterback got hit and his ribs was cracked. And when you have a cracked rib, breathing hurts, laughing hurts. Yeah. They had him back in 4 games, which is, to me, as an athlete and as a fan, it's horrifying.
So
do you ever see when what they did with Tua? Right. He had a concussion and he was back in 2 games?
Yeah, and DeMar Hamlin got
Is that enough time, even with the strongest steroids in the world? You know what I'm saying? Hell no. I am terrified. Knowing about CTE, all those things. I am terrified. You guys are not getting enough time of recovery, but that's when it comes down to, is this about business more than the legacy and the championship?
Right.
The decisions, the commissioners, at the end of the day, what kind of decisions are you guys making and who are you guys answering to? Mm-hmm. Because recovery is recovery regardless. I'm talking about, and these athletes I'm saying this out of my own opinion, okay? I'll just say I have no way of proving anything I'm about to say. They have access to the best PEDs in the world, okay? Also, those chambers where they get to breathe the freshest air you can get, things like that. They have access to the best recovery and the fastest working sports doctors and sports medicine, everything that sports medicine has. And sports medicine has come a long, long way, I don't know if wrestlers have the access to it because, unfortunately, opiates are a big part to do why their lives are reduced because they're in pain all the time.
And it's great that you say that. What would you advise for a wrestler after he's, got tossed around, had the match of his life, body is aching? What would you think is the best thing for them to do?
And by the way, y'all make falling performance art, which is really not easy to do. When I used to skateboard, I used to get my ass handed to me because me and Gravel were best friends. Bam, 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 and try to learn how to fall. And learning, I'll give you guys that.
Once the skateboard hit me in the nuts, I was done.
Ankle. You
broke
nuts.
your ankle?
No, having a skateboard snack you in the ankle.
You tried to do an ollie and it gets you right in the middle?
Or that
Bow!
What is that called? That's not called the jackhammer, is it? where the skateboard goes straight up and you go boink?
I don't know. I
Okay.
remember like I tried to skateboard at like 7 years old, but it was like, you know, you put your knee on the board and kind of
Yep,
push.
that was
Yeah, I went and started going, and I ran straight into a tree and busted my lip. And I never got on the skateboard again after that.
What I'd always suggest.
Who wants to roll that low? One knee push, like get your ass up and ride this one.
What I suggest,
do that.
wrestler, like ice baths do help. There is a lot of studies coming out about cryogenic research, but you don't have to have a chamber. An ice bath, so ice pretty much numbs and slows the process down. Now, if they're injured, warmth rushing to an area is usually the body giving off the signal that an area needs to be healed and it's hurt. That's why, you know, with bruising or even cuts, you know, you feel more heat around that area. Or even when we have a fever, it's because our body is trying to cook off whatever's taking over, whatever taking heat. So when people have fevers, I know it can be very uncomfortable, but I don't take aspirin. I just sweat it out. Because I'm letting my body do what it's doing. It's acting like as a microwave where it's just doing its thing. Now, if it's 101, 103, you need to go to the hospital.
Right.
But if it's like a little high, 99, 100, and I have a fever and it's not showing signs of it being deadly, I let my body cook it off. But also vitamin D helps a lot with fevers too. But for somebody that's not injured, I always say go to a medical professional when you're injured. And also, I believe in getting blood work done regularly. Our bodies are constantly changing, especially as an athlete, knowing your hormone levels, because testosterone peaks for males around age 25 and then falls after every decade. I'm a big believer in TRT. I have no problems and no qualms with professional athletes using PEDs. In my opinion, it protects them, but you have to know the trade-off and get proper dosages, because it can accelerate the process of aging to where people do die in their 30s and 50s because they have enlarged hearts. They're using too much testosterone. They're using too much growth hormone. They're using too much of A, B, and C because it's not regulated, or they're just becoming mass monsters, which is also very dangerous. So for I'll get back to the natural part. Naturally, beets are going to help. It's a vasodilator, beet juice. It opens up the blood vessels. Blood being pumped in and out of the body is, at a very, very healthy pace with good blood pressure levels, by the way. Refraining from excess salts. Electrolytes are really important too, but I'm talking about excess salts like white table salt. Like you just had a bag of Lay's, fried chicken, and a grilled cheese in one go, and that's a regular meal for you. Like, okay, I know it's tasty, but your blood pressure is about to go all the way up, especially if that's something regularly that somebody does. Watermelon has citrulline in it. Citrulline is a natural vasodilator as well, which aids with recovery, great for hangovers. Watermelon juice, you could do that. Even the white part, we eat the white meat over here.
Okay.
We do eat the white meat over here. So that can help. Fresh juices, I always say that for inflammation, celery juice. Or if they want to eat the vegetable. But usually you can consume more of so there's phytonutrients. There's micronutrients and there's also macronutrients when it comes to every natural food we eat. So micronutrients would be like vitamins A through Z, and macro would be the main components of it, which would be a fat, protein, carbohydrate, or fiber, right? So micronutrients are faster consumed in fresh juices. Shout out Straight Up Fast Food. That's the plug on if you want your juices. So that man does cold pressed like nobody's business up until 4 a.m. juicing.
Wow.
We could probably get a Comptonmania green juice for y'all if you need one.
Yes.
Yeah, your next event.
Need that
man delivers.
And it got a lot of vitamin D in it, right?
Vitamin D if you need it. Yeah, we'll get you the proper vegetables. You love your vitamin D.
Well, here's the thing.
It's good for you.
I was a vitamin D. My vitamin D was low. So like for me, I'm like, yo, no, it don't mean that. Don't mean that. He's like, but it makes my like my bones ache.
Oh no.
So like sometimes in the morning, like I be feeling kind of sore. So I take D3s.
Are you taking K2? Are you taking, so the component that's missing a lot with vitamin D consumption is people don't mention the power of its absorption, and vitamin K will set it off for you. Okay, so for bones specifically, you can do a combo of calcium, vitamin D, and K2, because K2 is what really sets off that vitamin D.
I thought K2 was a drug.
It is. We're not talking about that right now. This is good shit. What do you say this was again?
Man, like, and this is super dope. This is why people need to make sure that they come to the Plant Plug. You're
I appreciate it.
You're very
Thank you.
information. Like if you talk to you gonna learn something.
Yeah.
Straight up, like you know everything about the. I feel like I don't even know. Like I'm just like, wow, look at. She broke that. I have no questions. You have any questions?
I gotta get you that K2 now.
I do need the K2.
I'll send you a link. You know, the thing about being the plug
Can we
too
talk about the
is
hot sauce? Let's talk about the sauces.
we're talking about the sauces.
Sauces. Ugh.
So I had plug sauce for a while. We did pause production because we're just trying to, make sure that everything is supposed to be what it's supposed to be, especially legally, and also food service and food product is really important because we want to avoid foodborne illness.
Mm-hmm.
It's very prevalent in when people aren't doing everything they need to do correctly. So we had a sauce prototype come out. We brought it for everybody at the Innovative Culture family.
It was fire.
Cam included. And the first sauce was a plug sauce, and it was beet pineapple habanero.
It was like pink, but you throw
It was
that on-
magenta.
Magenta.
Yeah, and you guys had a taco day right after that, right?
Well, I know.
No,
I made tacos
Tamara
at
did.
the house.
Tamara, you made tacos, and then Tamara, because you've used their space before with the Compton Cowboys, their ranch.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she was here. So they had a taco day with the kids and the horses the next day, and they went through 3 bottles of my sauce. But this is the key. So my sauce, since it was freshly made and it didn't have preservatives in it, that has a ton of benefits. Beets is good for blood flow and heart. And then also habanero is good. Heat is actually good for circulation and can be used as a pain reliever. And then the pineapple has an enzyme in it called brolamine, which is great for breaking down and digesting proteins. And also in some cases it can help with breathing.
Ladies and gentlemen, what are we talking about?
Medicinal hot sauce.
You talking about a hot sauce that's gonna make you healthy?
Yes.
Some
Praise
of
the
this-
Lord.
We'll see. Man, that is
Praise the Lord.
You know, it's crazy when you talk about the beets because I got a story with beets, right? So,
Okay.
so, when I had COVID, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, my girl bought me some beet juice, so the homie Cam was getting beet juice too. Yeah, I'm telling. So Cam was like he wouldn't answer my calls. Like I haven't talked to him like all day. We both had COVID. I'm like, dang, what's happening with him? Like a day go by. I think maybe 2 days go by. I'm like, dang, he ain't answer my text or nothing. And then he hit me. He said, hey man, I'm in the hospital. I said, what's wrong? He said, man, I've been peeing blood. Yeah. I said, man, that's that beet juice, man. Beet juice. You drink beet juice, you gon' defecate a little beet juice, you gon'
Everything gonna be red.
everything
That
gonna
means
be
it's
red.
working, boy.
Boy, I tell man.
Okay, I know he was sad then, but he must have been sadder when he got that hospital bill.
Well, yeah, but he started laughing after we started talking about it because I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, babe, what the hell was in the drink?
Right.
It's like it's the beet juice.
Well, speaking of COVID, and now I do want to say that I'm not a naturalist. I believe in both, modern medicine and in combination with. I don't even consider myself an herbalist. I consider myself more of a library, we'll just say, when it comes to knowing things. So I do both. So I've unfortunately had COVID twice, and I just rolled with it. But one of my favorite things to do, and especially as an announcer, you should be protecting your throat. I protect my throat and I learned this from Wendy Williams. Shout out to Wendy Williams because she really influenced my announcing and MC career. Just talking shit on the microphone.
Yeah.
So she does lozenges all the time because our throat gets dry. We get a lot of irritants. We don't have the best air out here, by the way. And so especially because you got to keep your voice top. We need you at these shows.
So I need vitamin K and lozenges.
Less. So zinc elderberry lozenges are going to be your best friend, and just
Zinc
pop them at least 30 minutes before you get. Because also with microphones, if we don't change them a lot, we can because people are spitting on the microphone. They spitting.
That's what they be
And
saying
so
in
we're just
hip hop.
inhaling
They
it
literally
and
spitting.
eating it. I've literally seen people put their lips on a microphone at a show. I'm like, hell no, I'm not going after you. That is nasty as hell.
Pause.
That's why some karaoke bars, they put those plastic covers every time they get new customers.
Yeah, they put the little mic condoms on them.
Yes, thank you. So we got to protect ourselves. So I have here one of my favorites. And I don't know if you're down to try this. Does this man have a drink?
Yeah,
Does this
I'm
man have a
down.
drink?
I'm
Get this man
down.
a drink. You got a drink?
I need a drink. We got a beer?
We
No,
need a beer.
I got some water.
You got water. We'll do
I
water.
got water.
So I
Okay.
talk about this every show I do. This is oregano oil, y'all.
Oregano?
And it's oregano oil,
Okay.
and the thing about oregano is that it's a natural antibiotic. Okay, and you never want to take it for more than a week at a time. But this is my protection. Also, there's a new strain of COVID out right now, and it's going around. That Taylor Swift concert was a super spreader event. The 6 days that those people came out here, they brought smallpox on blankets again. You know what I'm talking about. So what happened was, I've been taking this for the last 3 days, and then I'm gonna stop. And also, it's important to cycle off and know your vitamins. I don't take everything all the time. I'm not stupid. I don't want to be peeing gold.
Yeah, nah.
It's gold, purple, red. So a couple drops of this will help. Should help with enhancing your immunity and fighting off any bacteria that may enter your body, as far as just like anything from the common cold. And it did help with reducing the severity of my COVID stints, so I don't get, it's just so fucked up. It doesn't matter how hard you try, how some really good people and people that do everything right can still get sick, because it's airborne. It's not like I can really see it. So I would like to invite you to do a couple drops with me.
Okay.
You got your water?
Damn,
We're gonna
that
put in
sound
your
like a
water,
drug.
and then you got to knock it back.
Okay.
I highly suggest not putting this directly on your tongue because it does burn.
So
and
mix
also,
it with the water?
Yep, and then knock it back.
Knock it back right now?
Knock it back.
Do I shake it first?
If you won't, or you can just
All
have
right.
it sit. You can have it sit right on top of your water. Ready? Cheers, my friend, to good health and healthy throats.
I hope this ain't no prank.
Nope.
Knock it back. Woo! See, I came from the Listerine era, the brown Listerine and the glass bottle era, because my grandma was like, "Is it burns? That means it's working."
Yeah.
Ooh, it feel like I swallowed some oil.
Yeah. So
Ugh.
it has a carrier oil, and also I want people to know the difference between essential oils and food grade oils is gonna hit you right in your throat. It's gonna
Yep.
hit you behind your ears.
Yeah, but I feel like I feel like I have the voice of the decade. I'm getting close to Anthony Desiree. Ladies and gentlemen, it's your man, Deshaun Showtime Watkins. Woozy. It got a little taste. Your mouth be like a little, you feel it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If you feel like you have a cold coming on, I do oregano oil,
I
vitamin
gotta go
D.
boo-boo already. No, I'm just
This is not supposed to trigger anything digestive, by the way. So also, I do want to express, when people start eating healthier per se, we'll say more fibrous vegetables.
Right.
The reason why they start going to the bathroom immediately is because the influx of fibers and nutrients that kickstart everything going. But what happens is when people experience that constantly going to the bathroom, they freak out thinking that they're getting sick or it's uncomfortable or it's inconvenient. That's your body doing what it's supposed to do. Our body naturally detoxes. Our liver and our kidneys are natural detoxers. We have hair in our lungs called cilia that are natural filters. So we need to keep those things functioning, those things healthy. Like our digestion, it doesn't go from stomach to bloodstream so much as that it goes through the process of our large and small intestines and then slowly gets absorbed. And some things are water soluble, some things are fat soluble. So some things, when you take a vitamin, have you ever started urinating yellow immediately after you have a vitamin?
Yep.
It's because it's water soluble, meaning that whatever your body doesn't need, it gets rid of the excess. That's ingenious.
I
right?
thought it was because I wasn't drinking enough water. I'm
No.
like,
It's because
damn.
you don't need that many vitamins in your body. So
Oh, dang. Too much vitamins? is
well,
bad?
it'll get rid of the process through urination. So it's good because your body's filtering out what it doesn't need, right? Take what you need and leave the rest. As with fat-soluble things, those are the things that stay up in your system. Those are the things that will make you pop and fail a piss test. Cam.
Dang. That's wild.
But yeah,
Or you know.
the more you know.
The more you
and
know.
I'm just happy to introduce people to these facts that should, I think, be common knowledge, should be basic curriculum in schools. I'm also a teacher, by the way. That's been interesting.
What are you teaching?
Agriculture.
Oh my
yeah,
goodness.
I teach children.
That's dope.
I teach children. I teach all ages, but it's predominantly children 5 to 12. Middle school. I was a middle school teacher for a while, teaching gardening, and very interesting. And I remember being that age and just not even just impressionable. 'Cause I think people are impressionable at any age. Like somebody can walk in here right now and change our mind on some shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just mean like so much of like that they have endless energy. They don't know what to do with it. They're still super bright, hilarious, and I think that's the beginning of the rest of their lives. I was told it was college. I was too drunk to care about anything at that age. But when I was in middle school, like everything seemed so bright. Like I loved what I loved back then with all my heart. Comic books, wrestling, football, even bodybuilding. Like when you talk about Richard Simmons, I used to watch him in Galad. Body by Galad. You remember him? 5 in the morning on ESPN. That was another channel we got in. We got ESPN, we got USA, and we got The Box.
We got music television you control.
Running up the phone bill with the $3.99 videos. Running up the phone bill. Those are the 3 cable channels we got on accident.
Man, they used to play in my era of The Box. They was playing a lot of Puffy. Puffy was on everything.
They kept it was him calling. That was probably him paying for it.
Area shit. Like I would see Drew Down videos.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure artists were calling in and paying for it himself. And Puffy's like, play it again. We got the budget.
That I remember that. You don't know now.
Oh, you don't know Dan? Oh, okay, wow.
That's the first. That was the first time I heard that, and
wow.
It was another one. That's when I heard of oh no, they shot my baby. Oh man.
I heard that song. That's just my baby daddy. 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 That used to come on all the time. And Romeo and Juliet, and that song's nasty. Those songs were so nasty. And we're just listening like, what? Those songs were so nasty.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yes.
So, you brought the plants. I did. Talk to me. What kind of plants are these?
Oh, well, I have snake plants. These are
those keep away the snakes?
No, they don't. They don't invite them either. So this species of plants is a very easy to take care of, low maintenance plants. In fact, this is for you.
Oh, yes.
So it does need to be repotted because it does give off pups. It's like 3 plants in one. And if you could put it by your bedside, and it gives off fresh oxygen at night. It also likes humidity, so it's also great in a bathroom.
Wow.
A well-lit bathroom, you can grow this plant as large as you want. You want to use an indoor potting mix because outdoor potting mixes tend to have like fertilizers in them, and you'll have fruit flies everywhere. So you want to do an indoor potting mix as large as a pot as you want. That's how big it will get, and it gives off fresh oxygen at night.
Okay, I'm gonna have to. We're gonna need the instructions for that.
Yeah, just let me know. Like my DMs are always open for plant requests. Nothing else, because people don't know how to deal with having my phone number for some reason. I had to take it off my business card, and I was getting very angry calls from significant others. So please, my DMs are open for plant requests only, and I do not sell drugs, y'all. I have to say that every time. I do not sell drugs. If I did, I would be rich or dead. No in between. And last but not least, one of my favorites. I love succulents. Actually, California is great for succulents. We have a lot of native succulents. And also, I want to do land recognition. We are on Tongva land, indigenously.
Nice.
So this is a string of bananas. This is
like bananas we eat?
We can't eat them. It's the shape.
Oh.
So there's a lot of them. There's string of hearts, string of tears, string of pearls, string of dolphins. So you can tell the plant by the shape of the succulent pieces. This is also very easy to care for. It's a great hanging plant. Which I also brought for you. That's yours as well. These do need new homes. They need to be repotted and watered immediately. And luckily, with succulents, you only need to water them once a month. So if people are wondering, like, why is my aloe vera dying? It's because you're watering the shit out of it. Cut it out. Leave it alone.
So this needs to be watered
once a month, once or twice a month. And it likes sun. It likes heat, and it can be indoor, outdoor. And it's a great hanging plant as well. It'll get as long as you let it. So they both have different needs, but they're both great beginner plants for indoor plant ownership.
Man, thank you so much.
You're welcome. My pleasure. Now give me that belt.
They all you know what?
That's why I came here.
I got them in the trunk though. We can yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, Taylor, can you tell people where to follow you from?
They can follow me. Thank you for that segue. They can follow me on Instagram, where I'm most active, at the THE Plant Plug LA abbreviated, just LA. And I also have the Plant Plug podcast, which is starting up again very soon. We're going for season 4, and also I would like to thank you.
I appreciate season 4. Let's go.
We made it, y'all.
Let's
we made
go.
it. The bills are paid. The lights are still on. We paid for all the swears. Okay, and then shout out to Innovative Culture. Innovative. This is Tony Graham. And also, I do have an event coming up very soon. It's my next garden party. I would love for y'all to come in. We're going to play real bingo. I do a garden party to bring in every season, and autumn, as we know, is on its way. September 22nd, to be specific. That's when autumn comes. Not my birthday, sorry. My garden party is September 30th at Project 43, the best community reliance food bank in South Central.
Ooh.
Yes.
What time will it be from?
It's a day party because, we like to get it started a little early, and then, we always have something else to go to after. So 3 p.m. to 9 p.m., and all the money that's raised is going to both Project 43, Plant Plug, Los Angeles, my entity. I'm not my brand. Furthering agriculture education.
Right.
Also, literally everybody that shows up does get a starter pack of seeds to get their journey popping, because everybody can at least have a seed bank and seed library at their home, as well as the money does go to furthering the arts.
I'll say.
Oh yeah, we
Plant them
gambling.
seeds.
Please believe we're gambling, but we are playing real bingo.
Real bingo?
Not kindergarten bingo. We're playing real sit down, shut up, focus bingo.
Okay.
Like, I'm telling you, bingo, like, it's the most fun you can have sitting still. I'm telling you.
Okay.
And I wish I know my people play it. All them those church grannies, they get it. You better be quiet. You better get your daubers out and be like, brrrr, because she needs to come home with a jackpot so she can make her money for the week.
Jackpot.
You know what I'm saying? But I teach you. I'm very gentle with the process. So if anybody doesn't know how to play, you'll learn. But the jackpot's real. I did a $50 buy-in last year and won $500.
Whoa.
Yeah.
$500?
Yeah, the payout's really good. So I think people should learn how to play bingo seriously.
I think it's really easy.
It's one of my
Just
favorite
listen to if
games.
your
Do
number
you
is
gamble?
called. Not at all.
Good. Don't.
Not at all.
No.
Mm-mm.
It's in my blood, so I can't help it.
I gamble in other ways, though.
Yeah, life is risky. Woo!
Yeah.
Just stepping outside, boy.
But nah. I mean, once you lose too much and you like, yeah, I got to work to lose money. Nah.
No. You just
do
want to
that without even trying.
Yeah, you just burn it up.
You like, damn, this charge hit me. Damn.
Not a pending charge.
No, not that kind of charge. No. We are clean over here.
Oh.
We are, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Deshaun Showtime Watkins, and you can follow Comptonmania and Showtime on everywhere. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share, and go to Comptonmania.com. And send a tip if you're generous. And you know what? I learned something from you.
What is
the
it?
Cash App,
Yeah.
Comptonmania if you want to be generous. The Zelle, Comptonmania if you want to be generous. And the Venmo, Comptonmania. And if you see me in the streets, credit or debit. We'll even take cash. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Yeah.
Wilsey. Cam.
I'm Cool Ass Cam, the coolest motherfucker on the planet. Follow me at COOLAZZCAM. Tap in with our website, www.theinnovativeculture.com. Follow us on Instagram at innovative.culture and subscribe to our YouTube at youtube.com/innovativeculture.
There it is.
We out of here.
Innovative.